Hi and welcome to Seasparkles Corner. Hi everybody, and this is October 29th, 2021. October 29th, 2021. And I'm answering a viewer request. I'm doing it right now. And hi, I hope everybody's well and approaching Thanksgiving for a fresh holiday and all that, and happy day. And hope everyone's well. I got a viewer request to ask how we take vacations. Okay, one, I go with my mother and she pays half and I pay half. What I do and what she does, I have a strict budget I live on. I don't spend any extra, and I got rid of my car because that was a big expense. Um, so I take so much money, what I would have paid on my car payment and insurance, and I transfer that each month, and I don't spend any extra. That's like I don't get that money, and so I save it in the bank. Then when I have enough, hey sweetheart, that's my boy, that's my rent. When I have enough to put out for a down payment or whatnot, I do that. That's what we do. And my mother does the same. And then we bargain hunt. Hold on one second. It's raining out. I'm coming. Sorry about that. It's raining out. And then, that's like money I wouldn't have had anyway. Take my car payment and my car insurance, and what I would have put for gas on it each month, then I put that into a savings account. I save it up, and I don't touch it irregardless. Like I never had that money because I would have put that on my car, and I don't touch it for any reason whatsoever. And I save up for like 6 months because, and then my mother, she does the same, and then we pool our resources, and then we put our down payment on that, and we make it for a year away. So then she's paying and I'm paying what we would have paid for the car note, car insurance, and gas. Each month I put that on whatever vacation we're going to take, and my mother does the same. So it's like we pool our resources. And the answer to the next question, do I have contacts, do I have help? Okay, to answer that, many years ago, don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down any type of business or anything. I went to a travel agent here in town, which my mother, I wasn't vacationing because I had little children at the time, and she handled it basically herself, and the travel agent took the money, never made the reservation, and he did it for everybody, including a church, and he was eventually arrested. So when I started vacationing, I wasn't going to use a travel agent. I figured I could get a better deal at the cruise line itself. So what I do is I started originally with Dolphin Cruise Line, which is no more, and I didn't have a YouTube channel, so I wasn't able to record it. And then the Big Red Boat, which also is no more, when my children were still little and my husband was living, and we would do 3 and 4 day cruises because, well, that was all the time we had. We did inexpensive ones. And so it was really, really enjoyable. Now my son, as you know, is married and grown up, and I don't have any little children, and I'm essentially retired, and I'm a widow. My husband passed away, so, and my mother's a widow, so we decided to travel, and we decided to do it the safe way, directly with the cruise line. So, I tried one other cruise line, and I wouldn't go on it again for, it, well, I'm not gonna get into it, but it wasn't the best experience. So then I tried NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line, and they assigned me a person who would help me directly. But I originally I went to ncl.com, found the cruise line itself, and then called them up, made the reservation from what I could afford online. And the first one was on the Norwegian Sea, and it was just a Western Caribbean, and it was only 4 nights. And my husband couldn't make it at that time because he was still living, but he got ill, and so 2 days before, so we didn't want to lose it, and so my mother came over and took care of him. He had a cold, or just a common cold, but he couldn't go on the cruise. And so my son and I basically went a mother-son cruise. And it was very small, and it was very inexpensive back then. I think it was only $400 or $500. And then I didn't sail again until my son was basically grown up and married, and so I didn't sail again. So my son, until then, I didn't go on a cruise. And then my son was married, so he had company. I didn't have to worry about him being alone. And other than his friends, of course. And they both were here to take care of the pets. And so, even though I hadn't sailed for years, they still had it on record what we had done. So, they gave me a bargain because I was bronze. And each level you get better bargains, and I wanted a balcony cabin, and I wanted to look for the one that was on sale. Now, if you keep monitoring, when the price of that room goes down, they can adjust it, as long as you tell your crew agents. And then, before you go on there, sometimes you get to bid for a free upgrade or like $25 upgrade for a better cabin. And the cabins are really, really far superior than when I went on the Norwegian Sea. And so that's how we just do it. And no matter what happens, I don't touch that money, because that's like I don't even got that money. And so I make sure every single month I make a payment. It's just like I was making a car payment and stuff like that. So we're able to do it without taking any more budget. And I'm never going to get a car again, because I can ride the city bus for free. When you're over a certain age, when you're over 65, you can ride the bus anywhere you want to do for free. And then my kids take me, and where I go to my doctor, they provide free transportation to back and from. So, and I like to walk. I walk to, my mother lives 1.5 miles from here. I walk over to her place when she needs something or needs my help with something. And I walk to church. It's only 2 miles from here. A little over 2 miles, so I walk to and from church. And Publix is only, oh, that's further, that's like 2 miles away too. So, and then I take the bus. So I basically look at it this way: I'm able to walk, and it's healthy. And so I just do that. I've compromised everywhere. I realize I would, it's my choice. The viewer request was how I do it, that's how I do it. I make sacrifices so that way I can help my mother fulfill her bucket list. what we do is one trip she picks and she wants to go, and I look for a bargain with it, and then another trip I'll pick. And we've got another trip in mind. I do a lot of research on the internet about trips and where I want to go. And after this, well, you'll see. But in December 31st, we're leaving, going down the train. The train is the cheapest way to go. It really is the cheapest, unless you want a sleeper. Now, the cruise line might be able to get it for you cheaper than a sleeper, and you could fly and stay over a night in a hotel before you go there. But we try to go everywhere we can via the train, because the train also gives senior discounts, and Norwegian Cruise Line gives frequent cruiser discounts, and you can get a discount for what's online. Another way is, if you have your money saved up and you want to leave pretty quickly, they will have some last minute bargains if you can cruise like within a couple of weeks. And so we're retired about that. So, and it depends upon where you want to go. And lots of times they'll, on a cruise line, if there's not cabins sold, they'll bump up and sell, bid and bump up cruise lines to higher ones. So like balcony cabins and below, you can get a good bargain on. Because when it gets closer, they want to fill the cabins with somebody rather than have it with nobody. That's just some of the things that, you can do for options. And that's the way it is, because we have 4 cruises, well actually 3, because we're doing one back to back, so 3 cruises coming up. After that, it's not going to be with Norwegian, unless they happen to be going where we want to go. Because I told my mother, hey, I want to go someplace different. This next cruise on the Pearl, I just wanted to always go on that ship. So, and it's really nice, and it's because of the virus and that we all went through, and that we were all isolated to the house, so we had all that time to pay on a cruise. So during that time, we have paid in full the Pearl and then the Sky back to back for next year, one in January and one in December. And so, and then in 2023 we have the Dawn, which we haven't paid for at all. So we're going to start paying for that, and we have plenty of time because it's not till 2023. So we have the whole year 2022 to pay for it. So rather than, do something else, we still put money together for a cruise, and so that's just how we did it. It's really tightening the belt, because you don't have spending money for anything else. It's just tightening the belt, and it's like what I would have paid on a car, and then what she would have paid on her addiction, for what she would have spent on QVC, the money she would have spent on that, because she kind of had a shopping addiction to that channel. Now she doesn't, because she's learned. So if she can't do both, so she put that money aside for that, and I put that money aside for that. So that's essentially how we did it, and I hope this answers your viewers' request, and I was happy to do it. So, and as always, thanks for watching, and the fun never ends in Sea Sparkles Corner. Feel free to share, feel free to subscribe. Hug and kisses from my family choice. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.